Ever wondered why international students often seem to have a harder time adjusting to life abroad? The truth is, many of these struggles are not openly discussed, but they are real and challenging. Imagine this. You've decided to leave your home country, familiar surroundings, and everything you've ever known to study in a foreign land. Already, you're embarking on an adventure that is thrilling, but equally daunting. And the first set of obstacles you encounter are the ones you didn't even know existed. Many international students, for instance, find themselves unprepared for the study process they encounter abroad. Every educational system has its unique approach, and the European study style, with its emphasis on independent learning and critical thinking, can be a stark contrast to what students are used to back home. This can result in a steep learning curve and a struggle to keep up with the academic demands. Add to this the cultural differences. A group project isn't a collective effort where one person's work can cover for the others. Instead, each person is expected to contribute their share. This is a standard practice in many parts of the world, and not understanding this can lead to misconceptions and conflicts. Another aspect that can be confusing is the line between professional behavior and what might be perceived as rudeness or discrimination. Higher education in Europe is often treated as a professional necessity, and the interactions reflect this. Understanding this nuance can be a struggle, leading to feelings of isolation or misunderstanding. But here's the thing, these are not just individual struggles. They represent the collective challenges faced by international students from all corners of the globe. And these are just the hurdles they face before even setting foot in their host country. Yet, these are only the issues they face before even setting foot in their host country. As we explore further into the reality of being an international student, we'll uncover more of these unspoken struggles and the possible solutions to them. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this topic in the next scene. Once they arrive, the real challenges begin. Stepping onto foreign soil, the international student is often greeted with a wave of cultural differences, academic expectations, and the pressure to represent their home country positively. One of the first hurdles they encounter is the shift in study style. Many international students come from educational systems that vastly differ from the more collaborative, project-focused approach found in many European institutions. This shift can lead to irresponsible behavior in group work. Instead of contributing equally, some students may attempt to coast on the efforts of others, leaving their tasks to the very last minute or not doing them at all. This lack of responsibility can strain group dynamics and create unnecessary stress for everyone involved. Another pitfall international students may fall into is the trap of plagiarism. This includes not only copying someone else's work, but also self-plagiarism, reusing their previous work without proper citation. In the rush to meet deadlines or out of ignorance, some students might resort to these unethical practices, not fully understanding the seriousness of academic integrity. The pressure of being an international student extends beyond the classroom. Every action, every word, every decision made is under scrutiny. They are not just individuals, but representatives of their home country and community. This can lead to a heightened sense of responsibility and sometimes guilt. For instance, asking for equal credit in a group project when not having contributed as much can be seen as a reflection on their cultural background rather than individual behavior. Finally, some international students may bring with them cultural practices that don't translate well in their new environment. They might leverage these practices negatively to benefit from someone else's work, further straining their relationships with their peers. Yet, these issues are only the tip of the iceberg. The reality of being an international student is a complex tapestry woven from threads of cultural differences, academic expectations, and social pressures. It's a journey that can be as rewarding as it is challenging, and one that's worth understanding in its entirety. So, what happens when these struggles are left unaddressed? The aftermath of these erratic and irresponsible behaviors impacts not only the individual international student, but also the perception of their fellow countrymen and women. A negative image can be easily formed when actions don't align with the standards and expectations of the host country. This is not about losing one's cultural identity, but rather about adapting to a new environment and showing respect for its norms. When the reputation of a group is tainted, it's not uncommon for locals to be less willing to help or interact with individuals from that group. It's a natural human reaction to distance oneself from perceived negativity. In such scenarios, international students may find themselves being avoided, left out of group activities, or not taken seriously. This creates a barrier that can be hard to overcome, making the overall experience less rewarding and more challenging. Furthermore, the lack of responsibility and understanding can lead to missed learning opportunities. Higher education is not just about acquiring knowledge from books, but also about learning from experiences, interactions, and challenges. When students opt for shortcuts, like getting assignments done elsewhere or not understanding the seriousness of plagiarism, they cheat themselves out of these valuable learning experiences. The ripple effect of these behaviors doesn't just stop with the individual or even their immediate academic community. These students are representatives of their home country. Their actions can influence how their country is perceived abroad, for better or for worse. It's a heavy responsibility, but one that should not be taken lightly. And then there's the impact on those international students who genuinely want to learn and grow. They may find themselves painted with the same brush, facing the same prejudices and setbacks despite their best efforts to behave responsibly and positively. It's a disheartening situation, one that calls for introspection and change. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to mitigate these issues. Preparation is the key to overcoming these challenges. Let's delve into how you can navigate these challenges as an international student. The first step is to prepare yourself before you embark on your study abroad journey. Familiarize yourself with the academic culture, understand the differences in study styles, and learn about the social norms of your host country. This will equip you with a sense of what to expect and how to react to different situations. Change is hard, but it's a part of life, and when you're studying abroad, you'll need to adapt to a whole new set of norms and expectations. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but let's remember that growth often comes from discomfort. Now let's talk about behavior. It's essential to behave responsibly, especially when it comes to group work. Remember, everyone's contribution is equally important, and every member should be responsible for a separate part of the project. By doing your part, you're not only showing respect for your peers, but also ensuring that you're learning and growing through the process. Also, it's crucial to understand the concept of plagiarism and self-plagiarism. Copying someone else's work or reusing your own previous work without proper citation is not just unethical, but it can also have serious academic consequences. And as an international student, you're not just representing yourself. You're a representative of your home country and your community. Carry this responsibility with pride. Show others the positive aspects of your culture and raise your country's standards high. Finally, remember the power of positive influence. Share your experiences, insights, and lessons learned with others. Help your peers and juniors navigate their journey by providing useful tips and guidance. In conclusion, being an international student can be challenging, but it's also an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a difference. With the right mindset and actions, you can turn these challenges into stepping stones for success. Remember, as an international student, you have the power to influence how others perceive your home country and its people. In the end, it all boils down to one thing: positive influence. As we've discussed throughout this video, the struggles faced by international students are not just a personal battle, but a collective one. Every action we take, every decision we make, it all contributes to the image of our home country abroad. Think of it this way: each one of us is like an ambassador, representing our country's culture, values, and work ethics. And just as an ambassador would, we should strive for excellence, professionalism, and respect. It's not just about understanding the study process here or the cultural differences. It's about embracing them, learning from them, and using them to grow both personally and academically. The goal is not just to survive, but to thrive. And that's where positive influence comes into play. By behaving responsibly, doing our work on time, and respecting the rules of academic integrity, we not only ensure our own success, but we also inspire others to do the same. Remember, we are all part of a bigger picture. Our actions can have a ripple effect, impacting the way people from other countries perceive us and our fellow countrymen. By practicing good behavior, we can help break stereotypes, build bridges, and foster a sense of mutual respect and understanding. And this positive influence isn't confined to just our academic life. It extends to our personal life as well. By treating everyone abroad as our professional peers, we create a more inclusive and respectful environment. It's about raising the bar, not just for ourselves, but for our country as well. So let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Let's prepare ourselves beforehand, change our mentality, and harbor positive and professional behavior. Let's raise our standards high and use our actions to inspire others. By taking these steps, international students can not only overcome their personal struggles, but also help improve the image of their home country abroad. Remember, you have the power to make a difference.